Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. I greet you all with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and the blessing of Almighty Allah be with you all. Inshallah, this is a talk that I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it sincerely for His pleasure. It is for me to fulfill my obligation as a Muslim, as the Prophet ﷺ is saying that من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه. So I see something which to seem to great number of Muslims that is okay, acceptable, and is growing more among the Muslims, especially now people have access to recording YouTubes, and we start to see females coming in front of the camera, not to talk, but they coming to have alternative of music and alternative of singing, and now they're reciting Quran. And to many people this is something good, and they happy, and they browse their daughters, or that she is taking a trophy for reciting the Quran, but believe it or not, this is not acceptable in Islam, for a simple reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had forbid women to soften their talk in front of men. We understand that if you are in a gathering, or if you are in the YouTube, wherever it is, reciting Quran, you are a female, that this is not acceptable Islamically, because ajanib means foreigner, non-mahram, okay, non-relatives with the first degree. They listen to your voice, admire it, they like it, they love it, and this is not acceptable. Allah is saying, فَلَا تَخْضَعْنَ بِالْقَوْلِ, do not soften your talk. Your saying is not acceptable for a woman to sing the Quran even in front of her own teacher. She may sing it to herself, to females members like her, or brothers and father, uncles, these relatives who are maharims, who could not marry her or under any condition. Now, what is happening, I didn't see many people saying anything about it, neither any sheikh or a scholar making a note on it, and I'm not claiming to be the scholar, but I say that this is a munkar, a evil, and people have to stand for what is right, and let the people know, the females, that they could not be recording Quran, could not be exchanged, could not be in CDs, could not be in DVDs, could not be in YouTube. They could not go on the stage and reciting Quran in front of men and others. This is not acceptable. We can see that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ didn't allow women even saying the word Subhanallah. Only one phrase, two words, and it said Tasbih للرجال والتصفيق للنساء. When Imam make a mistake in the Salah, the follower behind him, they will say Subhanallah if they are men, to remind the Imam. And there is women, they will clap to such a degree. Even some of the scholars, they say they do not clap like this, because this will show the softness of their hands, or they will declare their age. So they have to do it like this to indicate the Imam that he made a mistake. So in the Salah, in the mosque, the most devoted time that the people to Allah, is not permissible for a woman to say Subhanallah. Now we can see women and young girls, and even some of them with makeup, halfway hijab, they come on the stage in the microphone and they are reciting and even going for competition. This is not acceptable. This is never been done by the Sahaba. We never can be more knowledgeable or more pious than the Sahaba. The Prophet ﷺ had told us that khairun nasi qarni, that the best people who learn and this deen and they practice this deen are the Sahaba, then the Tabi'een, then the third generation, the Tabi'een. And if something is not been done in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, how we can do it today and think that this is acceptable? By no means this can be acceptable. This is not acceptable. This is haram, and those people who assist them, they also committing haram, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعِدْوَانِ. Do not assist one another towards haram, towards transgression and sin. A woman is not supposed to be standing on a stage in front of men. Neither she's supposed to get in front of a camera and showing all this makeup, even if she don't have a makeup, because the camera, it focuses more and shows the details of your face. Where is the statement of Allah to the believing men and women to lose their gaze? We assuming that we're doing something acceptable or okay, but it's not okay. The Prophet ﷺ, when he asked Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anh to recite the Quran to him, he said, "O Prophet of Allah, how I recite the Quran to you and the Quran be revealed to you?" He said, "I like to hear it from others." But we don't know that the Prophet ﷺ went to a woman and asked her from one of the Sahaba to recite Quran for him. Neither we heard that the Prophet ﷺ asked a woman to, or Aisha had sing it for one of the Sahaba. How we can be doing something the Prophet did not permit it, the Prophet did not approve it, the Prophet did not even encourage to be done, neither the Sahaba women ever do it. You think that we know better today? Subhanallah. So the Prophet ﷺ, although that he likes to hear the Quran from others, but he did not go to any of the Sahaba women and ask her to recite the Quran for him. And he is the Prophet of Allah, and he is a father to all the women believers, like a father, but he did not ask anyone to recite for him. So what we see nowadays, the countries and TV stations and private places and schools bringing competition, boys and girls and females, and reciting the Quran in front of a gathering which men and women there, this is not acceptable, and this is not a ma'ruf, this is a munkar. And if this applies to the Quran, that mean will be worse if the woman coming in front of the camera to address the people about something else. If there is a necessity for a woman to come in front of the camera, like these people, they put the picture for different women to show the people that white women also accepted Islam and female also accepted Islam. This is not a reason. This is not a means of da'wah. And if they have to, number one, she have to have the proper hijab, not halfway hijab, scarf and call it hijab. Is not supposed to be a makeup in her face. She is not supposed to be in front of the camera directly. She can sit somehow with an angle on the camera, not to be focused, to be a distant away as far as she can, so they will know this is a woman, but they could not see the details of, because the camera, it makes you look more that obvious. They can see your eyes, your eyelashes, everything in details, more than they see it you even in the street. We have to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's not because some people doing it that mean is correct. We don't learn the deen by country so and so or culture so and so and everybody doing it. Okay? No, we learn the deen from what Allah said, what the Prophet ﷺ said, and how did the Sahaba understood the deen. So what is not in Quran, you could not do it as a form of ibadah. What the Prophet did not recommend it, you could not do it. And the Prophet ﷺ told us that every invented issue in the deen is a misguidance, and every misguidance will lead to hellfire. My dear respected parents, teachers, those people who are in charge, this have to be stopped, and everybody is responsible. At least do not assist, don't share, don't promote in this, because this is nothing except a da'wah shaytaniyah. It is a shaitanic message. It is promotion by the shaitan, the right to decorate and beautify things for you and say, what's wrong? She reciting Quran. Who will desire her? Who will sing? No, we don't need it. This is not acceptable. Do what Allah said. Follow what the Prophet said. Stop from what the Prophet did not do. Neither the Sahaba did not do, because they are the best to understand this deen. عليكم بسنتي وسنة الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين من بعدي، عضوا عليها بالنواجز، وإياكم ومحدثات الأمور، فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. This is my advice to all my sisters in Islam. For the sake of Allah, I beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that it will find a place in your heart, that you will hear it with your heart before your ear. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين, and Allah knows best.